Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Yes, I'm still in California, but sometimes you see me in Ohio, and Florida, and Vegas for sure, and quite often you're going to see me in Hawaii not too long from now. But right now I'm in a small town. You ever get to small towns in rural America, for instance, especially on the East Coast? We have a lot of little towns, look like they're falling apart, but they all have history. And we've seen them in different countries, and not just like Ohio, where I'm from, or the Carolinas, or Florida, or Virginia. But California has small towns too. In fact, it's not even California. Look at a little cottage here. Some of these towns have little cottages, little log cabins. And California, we're known for its wine. And there happens to be a wine factory right here, right now, a winery. You know what I'm talking about. But what's so interesting is it's not always about the wine or the beer, and definitely not about the avocados. It's the experience and looking at different careers and cultures going on throughout the state. And it's something we need to pay attention to. It's not just wineries or baseball or football games. California has a lot more to offer. And this time of year, we're fortunate enough to have enough rain to see green grasses, because most of the year this is all brown. And this is on the central coast of California. I happen to be in this town called Harmony. Look it up, Harmony, California. You know how many people live in Harmony, or how many people admit they live in Harmony? 18 people. 18 people. If you don't believe me, you can look at the cow behind me. Look at that sign. What does it say? 18 people live in Harmony, California. And we still have the wineries, but this was a big cheese making factory once upon a time. And now we're going to have ice cream here in a little bit, and wine in a little bit. And there's still a lot of people making pottery and glassware. And quite frankly, you can rent the whole town out now for, I think it's $12,000 or $12,500. You could rent this town, including the cabin next door. It says private residence on there, and you can be that private resident. It's very interesting about the different culture, and most people from California never even heard of this place. It happens between Morro Bay and Cambria. And Cambria is just south of San Simeon, where Hearst Castle is, and way south of Monterey. And Morro Bay is in San Luis Obispo County. Well, actually, they're both in San Luis Obispo County. But it's interesting. It's right on the coast, and many people never get to experience it. Now, we try to talk to some of the local arts makers, the creators, the craftsmen, because there's a lot of glassware and dishes that are made here. But there's a lot of tourists that come here quite frequently when the weather's nice. It's nice today, and they're keeping them all busy. And that's what's so unique, because you can take the time and talk to anyone in this town, in almost any small town, America, and they'll sit down and tell you the history. And they'll sit down and tell you growing up around here, or what it was like out there once upon a time. In fact, I don't have it in front of me, but there's a book called Growing Up in Harmony, California. And this woman talks about her experiences here. I'm going to get that book a little bit later on, but they talk about how big the creameries were. And they used to sell their milk and the cream all across, not just California, but across the country once upon a time. And down the street, they make chocolates, and they use some of the cream from here to do the chocolates. And they have the winery here. All along the coast, they share the different kinds of wines. And that's what's so unique about California. I live in wine country. It's not Napa Valley. Napa Valley is known for its wine, but San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara, I live like right in the middle, have, 10 times more wineries than Napa Valley does, or probably even more than that. It seems like we grow more grapes than any other vegetable or fruit, or wherever you call it, other crops than that here in California. But we like it. We're not all wine connoisseurs, but we like the different tastes and different flavors that all brings out for each and every one of us. If you ever find yourself in a small town, sit down, get to talk to the people. Sometimes the histories can be a little like dark, but this is one of these histories that is light and bright, and it's real exciting to watch what's going on out here. But you need to pay attention and talk to the people. not just the tourists, not necessarily just the cashier that just works there, but the people working here, the people who have a little bit of skin in the game, the people that were brought up in the local area that can tell you more about what's going on. For instance, a couple of years ago, I went to see the Jelly Belly Jelly Bean Factory up just outside of Vacaville, and it was great. And what I liked about it, I love jelly beans, and Jelly Belly is not my favorite. A lot of people love it because of different flavors, but I had a great time. And upstairs, they had free samples, of course. You always have free samples. But upstairs, they had wine tasting. Wine tasting in Jelly Bean Factory. And we're trying, I think we had a float of 6 different wines in different goblets, and they paired different jelly beans and actually chocolate with the wines. And the very last goblet of wine that we had was actually made of chocolate. I never knew jelly beans and chocolate and wine could taste all good together, but it did. And I was able to experience that. And you have to sometimes get off the beaten path to do things like that. Now, I was so fortunate to have joined the Air Force when I was young and got to see the world pretty much. But I never got to see all the little towns and experience everything. It was later on in life when I'm missing something. I need to slow down, stop just drinking at the local pub and actually talking to townspeople, getting out of the towns away from the bases. And then you can experience something totally different that most people ever get to see. And I encourage you to get out there and see what others don't see. I'm here in the town and I have lots of friends within a 100-mile radius of here who've never been here. Just 100 miles, even 60 miles away, they've never been here. They've driven through me, maybe, but they haven't been. Just up the road, we're going to see elephant seals. Elephant seals outside of San Simeon. They come to mate a couple times a year and different things are going on. It's always exciting to know that. But we're going to get to see and hear them roar or whatever they got to do and find out why it's always different than anywhere else. Now, if you can see something, over on this side, see the ice cream trailers, which is always exciting. We saw the cow, of course, and there's always a pottery bar nearby, and I love that. But if you look over here, there's a water fountain. Not a water fountain, a well. One of these wells. Have you ever seen one of these wells before? And we've seen them on TV and other places, but look at this. Look at this. This is, right? We know it's not all working the way it's supposed to. Maybe it is, right? It's kind of broken, but back in the day, we'd go in the well, they get their water and drink from it. And believe it or not, I know people that used to carry buckets of water like this to their hometowns, 1, 2, 3, 5 miles away every day just to have water for the family. And that doesn't happen all the time, and things change, people change, but we talk to people who live that. Wow, we talk to people who experience it. We talk to people who have to put the fruit on their head or the water in their head and walk home. Wow, we see the National Geographic and other TV shows, of course we do. But get out there and find people who experienced that. Maybe they did, but their parents or grandparents did. And find out what your hometown has to offer that other people may not know about. Now, I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, and Boom Boom Mancini was there, and Ed O'Neill's from there, and so many other athletes and wonderful people around the world, people who made a difference. Dogs always make a difference, and we all want to bring our pets out, and we find out dogs they're all territorial, so they all have to bark at each other, a lot like people. Now, as people, we need to stop being so territorial. We need to share our experiences. We need to share what we know, share what we've been. And then we'll have better harmony in our lives, like this particular town, Harmony, California. Now, I know I'm just rambling on, but I'm excited about this right now. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to head over and get some ice cream here pretty soon because that's what it's known for. And there's a winery up the hill. And we'll find out a little bit later on if that's what it's known for also. That's something I want to brag about. But that doesn't matter. It's the experience is what matters. The friendships, the relationships are what matter. Getting out of our comfort zone, out of our own hometown is what matters. So quite frankly, get out there, do what you need to do. life can be great, but too many of us just let life pass us by, or we keep driving past things we should stop and see. San Diego has a great downtown, old town area. You can see the old jails and where the sheriff hung out and the bakeries. We sat all over the place. You ever get to Virginia or Georgia, go see the old Civil War battles and places where those things have ever happened. Or if you ever make it to Florida, hey, Cocoa Beach, a beautiful place, but that's also where NASA, a lot of rockets are launched out of, as well as Vandenberg Space Force Base, where I happen to live in the area now. Get out there and share what other people should see. Sure, everyone wants to see Hollywood, everyone wants to go to San Francisco, but there's more to California than those two places. Trust me. If it was just LA and just San Fran, I would have been gone a long time ago. Make your life count. And make sure you find someone to share your life with. Someone you care about, someone who has your back, someone you can share the different experiences with. Hey, life's not perfect, but we need someone to be there when we're down, and when we're up, we want to bring people up with us, and all of those kinds of things. We all need somebody, because we don't always live the perfect life, believe it or not. But we can have the perfect life with the perfect person and the opportunity to share the perfect experiences. Your experience will probably be different than mine. That's okay. We can still talk about, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, what are you talking about? And that happens too. Sometimes we can sometimes we can watch the same movie, be in the same war, go on the same vacation and see something totally different. Right? Of course we can. So it's good to bring someone with you to fill in the gaps that you might be missing. Because quite frankly, we have one brain and there's gaps in there from time to time. I know that. Anyways, I don't want to keep you too long. Visit Harmony, California, a town of 18, and you can be number 19 if the price is right. Have yourself a great day, everyone. Hooah! Harmony, harmony, harmony. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.